Hello my lovelies, Barbara here with another tarot ready for the week ahead. It's Monday the 1st of September 2025. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I was teaching tarot at the weekend, so I had a great time. 1st of September, eh? Crikey, we really are moving forward throughout the year, aren't we? But what I like about September, it's sort of that halfway point, isn't it? Where the days are getting cooler, the nights are cooler, which is great. But it's seeing that transition from summer to autumn. I love it. I love autumn. It's my favourite time of the year. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. Now, because I sorted out my tarot decks the other day, because I bought myself a new cupboard, or should I say an additional cupboard to put them in, I rediscovered this one. So the Sirian Starseed Tarot. I'd forgotten I had this. I don't know how long I've had this now. I remember buying it in Glastonbury, but that's about all. So, nice box. These cards are huge. They are huge. Look, I can hardly get my hand around them, and I've got big hands. So there we are. There's the back, quite shiny, so that'll be interesting. So the card this week, now it's an interesting week this week. It's all about fire and water. So this is your lead card. So the Nine of Flames, the Nine of Wands. So it's that element of fire, the heat, the transitional side of it. Oh, and I've just mentioned about September is that transition time. But remember, nines are about the harvest as well. And harvest is still ongoing. We've had the first harvest. We will have another harvest later on in the year, and so on and so forth. Now, if you look at this guy here, there he is. He's bandaged up. It's been a long time, you know. I've worked hard. I've fought hard. That's what this week is about. This week is all about realizing, that's the word I'm looking for. It's too early in the morning. Realizing what you have gained and harvested, but also really, really importantly, bearing in mind that sort of bandage on his head, what we haven't managed to do, or perhaps we consider ourselves as failing with. There is no such thing as failure when it comes down to it. Failure is just the universe pointing you, right, you shouldn't have gone this direction, next time go in that direction. You've learnt from that. Yeah, okay, you might get round that way. It might be something you really wanted to do. You gave it a go. It didn't work at this time, perhaps later. But the whole point is that experience. And this is the week to build on that experience that you've gained. Good and bad, positive and negative. It doesn't matter which. And if you look at this guy, so he's got, well, I guess it's a pyramid in the background. We've got all these flames. So have you noticed? Oh, well, it's this one because they're so big, they actually film quite well. He's holding a silver flame almost. All the others, if you look, a sort of goldeny colour. I mean, that could be the reflection from the flames themselves. But nevertheless, this is very specifically silver. Interesting thing about silver and gold, masculine and feminine. The silver is the feminine, the masculine is the gold. Now, say if you look back to the 1980s, it's a really good time to think about it. If you look back at the fashions of the 1980s, it was all very masculine, wasn't it? Big shoulder pads for women, sort of, you know, business suit, yuppies, all this sort of thing. Gold was the thing to wear, whether it was those like watch chainy things, and I think I went on to the 90s as well. They looked like a watch chain, and it was all the bags and the shoes all had gold bits in. It's all that masculine energy. The fact that he is a very masculine type man, sort of thing, nice bod on him there. He's fought, he's, you know, he's won whatever he's doing. He is holding a silver flame, and silver is that feminine side. So this is very much a week to realise that, again, use that word, I got it spelt right this time, or said right. Realise that, yes, sometimes we have to fight, but then we can almost take a step back and say, yeah, now is the time to use my empathy, my spirituality to guide me forward. That's the direction he's decided to go on. So this week, I would really recommend that look at what you've gained so far and what you've learned, good or bad, and then utilise that for planning next year. The harvest is a lot about that. Out in the fields, so all the harvesting is still going on. The blackberries are ready to pick, and all the different bits and pieces. Strawberries are coming to the end, things like that. But nevertheless, there's still that fruit harvest to come, the apples and everything. But also think, where can I go from here? What can I replant for next year? What can I take from what I've learnt all of this year for next year? You don't have to do anything with it. I'm not saying you've got to suddenly go out and do it, but think about it very, very carefully. Because that opportunity of the Wheel of Fortune, what do they call it? They call it the Great Wheel, is wending its way to you. It's coming towards you. There's these opportunities coming forward where you may have to really think very carefully, okay, right, do I give that a go? We've got to the harvest, I've done that. Looking for something new, or am I looking to something that I've tried in the past to perhaps rekindle that? Remember, he's holding a flame. Perhaps you need to rekindle something. And what's interesting in this, if you look at the circle, I love this, it's an Ouroboros. So it's like a snake or a serpent that's sort of eating its own tail. And it's all about life goes on, what goes up, what goes down, which is a lot of what the wheel is about anyway. But it's transformation again. That's the whole, this is a week of transformation. This is the week, if you want to go out and have a complete clear out of your, wardrobe and like, do you know what? I'm going to start dressing in a particular way. I always want to dress like that. I've got the confidence to do it. Why not? It's having that confidence. And that's what this week is about. Yeah, why not? Why not change the colour of your hair? Why not suddenly think, you know what? I want a sports car now. I'm going to go and get a sports car. I can afford a sports car. I'm going to go and get one. Oh, yeah, it's not very practical. But do you know what? Make this week the week about you where you can build. I'm getting very excited now. You build on for the next year. This isn't about building this week. It's about what you can build on ready for next year, ready to plant for next year. If it means, right, okay, I'm going to have to save up for it. But I can look at it, this is what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to go on that cruise, I'm going to do this. It doesn't have to be about spending money, it could be anything. I'm going to plant an orchard in my garden, all sorts of things. So it's very much, and it's a karmic thing, let go some of that karma. Perhaps there's people that they're going to experience some karma, but don't worry, this is such a positive card. And just look at the colours, all the energy and everything in this. So this is a very energising week, even though, back to Matey Boy, where's he gone? There he is. He's tired. But you know what, in that, it's like, oh, wow, I've done that. I can move on, that's great. Because, now remember what I've said. So I've got the 9, which is a harvest, a flame, transformation. We've had the Wheel of Fortune, Great Wheel, transformation. Here we have the 10 of chalices, so the 10 of cups here. This is a week, remember I said about fire and water. So transformation and relationships. I love this. Do you know, you see this sometimes at fancy weddings, don't you, where they pile all the champagne glasses. What a waste of champagne, just pouring at the top. They are, champagne's there to be drunk. But so here they have, now, I don't know if you can actually tell, this in the background is actually a waterfall. Now it's interesting, a lot of people say, oh, waterfalls are very beautiful, and they are very stunning. And I do something called mind mapping. Well, it's the Linda Bullock technique, or whatever, mind mapping. It's too long to explain. But in that, when you do this, if you see a waterfall, it means you've emotionally gone over the edge. Here, it's behind you. It's behind you. It's the whole point. Yeah, you've been through all that blooming stuff, all the relationships, all the emotions gone over the edge. Get on. You've learnt from it. Back to Matey Boy again. There we are. He's a bit battled up. Careworn, battle-worn. Got there. I'm a bit too, I haven't even had any coffee yet. Flipping it. What am I going to be like later? I don't know. But there we are. It's glowing. And remember, 1 + 0 = 1. A new beginning. What goes around comes around. You see how things are this week. It's a very, very energizing sort of week. And also, if you look at the elements, because I like looking at elements. When it comes to it, fire transforms, but so does water. You think one little constant drip of water will actually make its way through a mountain. It can actually divide a mountain. It can create holes in mountains and pathways, and it can transform the whole landscape. That's why water and fire is so important, that transformation. This is expect a lot of changes this week, but they're changes that you can control, and that the reason you can control it is because you've experienced life in the last year. This isn't a recent thing, this is ongoing. It's such an amazing transformation of your mind that you can actually deal with all this, and that, yeah, you get that confidence. Yes, I'm going to give this a go. I might fail, doesn't matter. I'm going to give this a go. I'm a bit battle worn. I'm not going to do it this week, but I am going to plan for next year. Because then it's followed by another 10, which is amazing. And here we have the 10 of flames, so the 10 of fire. And if you look at this, the guy, you can't really see it very well. There's a guy going up the stairs here. It's very dark. You think about the 10 of wands, he's sort of right away, he's holding all those wands and he's trying to get forward and he's like, oh, he can't see how close he is to what he really wants. Here, he's got some stairs to climb, but look, he's holding that silver wand again. Do you see there's lots of other silver wands here? But he's holding that silver wand. So emotionally, he is prepared to take that next step, almost within the dark. So if you've been having any real problems recently, or even the last 6 months or the last year, you are coming near the end. 1 + 0 = 1. Ready to start again. Ready to take that flame forward and transform your life. So where does that leave you? Now they call it a sage here. It's actually the queen. So the sage of chalices. And look, there we go. There's all the water. Her cup runneth over with love, as the song goes. Who sung that? I used to have that on an LP. My cup runneth over with love. Anyway, by the by, there we are. So we've got another waterfall. Again, it's behind her, but it's feeding the pool that she's actually sat in. She's surrounded by water. She's surrounded by relationships and emotions and things like that. And even then she's saying, yeah, you can keep filling this cup because I can deal with it. I have grown so much. I'm a sage. I have wisdom. I have knowledge, and I can deal with all this. This is such a positive week. We're in September. It's the 1st of September. The moon is still waxing, so we can draw in things, utilize that energy this week and really go for it. Really start making your plans this week, because with that fire and that water, you can go through things. You can transform your life, but only you can do it. You don't have to do it this week. But this is the week where you get that sort of feeling in your heart thinking, yeah, do you know what? Now is the time for me. This is all about you this week. It's not about other people. I'm not saying be selfish. Sometimes you have to look to yourself first. You look to yourself first, others can grow with you. So have a fantastic, transformation, whatever. I really need coffee this morning. Have a great week. Transform your life. Don't do it just yet. Just do that planning this week and get that enthusiasm and build on it. So have a fantastic week ahead. I will see you soon. Have fun. See you soon.